Yeah, so it's the live stream, and we're vlogmasing it, and I'm showing off my amazing dancing skills for all of you amazing people. It's good to have you here for, I guess we'll call it Vlogmas 2025. That's what we've been calling it, Vlogmas, even though Vlogmas is kind of outdated. You know, it's not really a thing that content creators do, but I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing Vlogmas back. I don't have anything to rhyme with Vlogmas, though. It's kind of hard to vlog. It's kind of hard to rhyme Vlogmas. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Welcome one. Welcome all. I feel like I've been doing Zoom all day. I've been Zooming all day. I feel like this is just another version of Zoom without more capable, smarter, better-looking people looking back at me. I'm listening. I'm not saying that you guys aren't smarter, better-looking, but you're not actually looking back at me. So, you know what I'm saying? Be sure to hit the like button while you're here and comment. Listen, this is a conversation. That's what the live stream is all about. It's not me entertaining you. It's about you entertaining me. No, I'm kidding. It's about conversation. Yeah, I hope you guys, that last video, I scheduled the video, I don't know, a month ago from, yo, what's up, Shane? I scheduled that video about a month ago. I cut it about, 5 or 6 weeks ago. The leaves were still on the tree at the time, and just was looking over the footage of Spruce Knob, and I thought, I need to cut that video with no music and just kind of celebrate that moment on Spruce Knob. It's such a treat, a wonderful Appalachian Mountains hidden gem. It's like being in Colorado, only that you're not in Colorado. It's just a great moment there. But anyway, when I decided to do the Vlogmas thing, whatever we're calling it now, I'd already scheduled that video. So I forgot how I don't know if I intentionally ended it abruptly like that, but it was kind of weird. But anyway, good to see you. And Strong's Adventures is in the house tonight. Good to see you. We missed you. I actually talked about you last night. So my puppy had the zoomies this... Shane, you're going to love Strong's Adventures. One of the greatest. I was about to say a nose for life groupies, but that sounds ridiculous. And probably one of the best cooks online who single-handedly taught the world how to cook out of a Dutch oven, including myself. Taught me, mentored me as a child in the ways of the Dutch oven. And now I teach others because of his tutelage. Okay, it's probably not anything like that. However, I have been known to call Billy Strong's Adventures at 11 o'clock one holiday and said, I don't know how to do this ham. It's like because it wasn't a normal kind of thing going on. It was delicious, by the way. It was awesome. But it wasn't a pre-cooked ham, and I had zero time. I forget all the different things. You were talking about Zoom, so I figured you were to know something, right? I think if we're all sharing Zoomy stories, I think that it's appropriate. And I shared my Zoomies, and so maybe you should share yours. Sometimes all I want to do is Zoom. A Zoom, and a boom, boom, right? Am I right? Am I right? You know what? I'm glad you guys are here. I need the lifting of my soul in this moment. You just need, what a Joe Cocker song. Maybe it was a Beatles song at first. Ringo Starr. I get by with a little help from my. Remember that? Yeah. Let the boys be boys. Rock on, Shane. Rock on. Man, if I had your hair, Shane has hair, like hair. Okay. I've got hair envy. I'm always looking at hair going, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I used a brush? No, I don't know. I've never sung that. But Shane has hair like he did back in high school, junior high. It's like thick, He still looks like a rock and roller. He does. He still looks like a rock and roller. He could pull it off. Shane could go into it like the bar setting music thing, and you'd be like, yeah, that guy belongs up there. Me, it would be like, gosh, that retired, washed-out football coach needs to sit down. That's what it would look like if I tried that. And they'd be right. They would be right. Todd's in the house. Zooming would put... I think we have a theme tonight. Zooming would put me in the hospital. It did that one time, Todd. I won't talk about that on here. When's the last time anyone here just really felt Zoomage. Just got a black pot. Just get a black pot and start cooking something, and it will make you feel better. It'll make you feel better in you. So I'm sorry. It's these glasses and the glare. I haven't figured it out yet. I apologize. Just get a black pot, start cooking, and it will make you feel better in your soul. I get that. I feel that. Because there is something, we talked about this years ago. Christmas is past. Holiday cheer of yesteryear. We've talked about how there's something wonderful, especially you being from Louisiana. You get this because Shane and I both had a roommate. You've heard me tell the story too. It was a friend of ours from high school who we're still friends with today. He was Cajun, and he kind of ushered us in, we Tennesseans who were away from the bayou, long away from the bayou. And he introduced us to the ways of the Dutch oven, or his mom did, like making jambalaya and stuff like that. So I can actually make real jambalaya. I can actually make real Cajun food. I'm kind of proud of that. So it's something that when the Dutch oven, the black pot's going all day long, and you're cooking everything down and cooking it down again, and you're cooking it down again, and you're getting everything tender, and it's just the aroma is filling the house. It soothes the soul. Come on, somebody, talk to me. It makes your soul zoom. It really does. Zoom to the moon, Atlas. Look, Jackie Gleason, it's okay for me to try to invoke some Jackie Gleason. Jackie Gleason believed in UFOs. Did you all know that? I'm just saying. A little more. It's because back in the day, when we were younger, that's how Ian's mom too taught us how to, and that's not a yo mama joke. That his mother was just very she'd bring the cooking ware over to, because we rented a house in Athens there. We stayed, it's a long story. And so I think half of what was in the Dutch oven was wine. I'm serious. Justin Wilson style word. A sip for the pot, a sip for the cook. It was more like a sip for the pot and a bottle for the cook back then. See, we played some music at a winery that was in Polk County, Tennessee. Google that and enjoy. It's like the edge of the Unicoi Mountains, which are on the edge of the Smokies. A beautiful area. And a perfect winery. Like if you're going to have a winery, if you're going to do the winery thing, it's right there in a perfect area for that kind of thing. So we would play music over there. And again, I was young, wild. And we we'd bring home a case of wine every 5 minutes. That's what it felt like. So yeah, when you're cooking here's the thing, when you're cooking like that though, it better be a community effort, because something's going to get burnt. Because, about 2 hours into jambalaya, cooking everything down, that's several bottles. You might want to be careful there. But again, I still cook Cajun food. I just don't use the wine any longer. I can't even handle the seasoning anymore. It burns. It's not the Old Bay, it's the other stuff that goes into it. Because I have a seafood rich heavy jambalaya because I like it. I like it that way. But anywho, Christmas jambalaya. My family's sick of jambalaya. They're sick of it because we made it so much for a long time. I tried to make it last year when we moved back to Tennessee, or 2 years ago. Time's flying. 2.5 years ago, I was like, we're going to make jambalaya. And everybody just kind of gasped, like one of those, or sighed, whatever you call that. They were like, oh man, they were really disappointed. A case of wine, whatever it is, several bottles. Back in the day, we just had to pick up a box of wine for the ladies. Look, it was cheap. We were young. I think we were still in our 20s, man. I mean, this was, we weren't even well into our 20s. It was like 25, 24, something like that. We thought we were old. We thought we were, we could drive and not have to get anybody's permission to buy cigarettes. I mean, I don't know. We were young and stupid. We were in a good situation though. I think Shane was married, had the kids on the way. I had been married and was divorced. And so it was this moment, this 5-year period between, I call them between marriages, but just one of those awkward times where you're not really a young feeling anymore. You're trying to be responsible. Yeah, one of those. Most people don't realize wine comes by the case. Does it? Does it now? Do you call it a case of wine? I don't even know if you call it that, or is it a cask of wine? I don't know. I know they had good cheese too. Their cheese over there was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, not that anybody cares about the cheese with the wine. Come on, we don't. Yeah, I'll have some cheese. You're like, I think the cheese was from Sweetwater over there by Mayfield. If you like Mayfield milk, that's where McMinn County, though. It's not actually Sweetwater, but McMinn County. And Mayfield milk and ice cream, which is the best. Look, you can have your preference. One of the things we missed, it wasn't as bad as it is, like, let's say if you go to Michigan from being in the South, we really missed Mayfield milk. We missed Mayfield products, period, up in Virginia. They had good milk, though. It wasn't like the Midwest or the Southwest or anything like that. They had good milk, and that's important. That's important. So, yeah, I got Rudolph back here. In case you were wondering, that would be what Rudolph looks like today. If Rudolph is born, let's say, somewhere, because Rudolph is definitely an old boomer. So he's older now. He's not the little cute guy anymore. He's older. He's a little bit hateful, wanders around at night before Christmas, might show up after some jambalaya and the wine party we were talking about earlier. That's how he's going to show up on Christmas Eve. It's going to be staggering a little bit. Going to have to wake him up with some coffee. It's really about his nose now. It's definitely not about him pulling the sleigh anymore because he phones that in totally. The other reindeer, how many of them are there? There's 6 reindeer, 8, something, whatever they are. They're doing all the heavy lifting. The cheese wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty Gouda. That was good. I think you zoomed on that one. You zoom. All I want to do is zoom. I'll probably get this like a copyright something, claimed just for saying that one line. It's not as bad on YouTube as it was. I remember being really paranoid about that because they just pulled the trigger on that so quickly when I first started YouTubing and first started like trying to do the Vlogmas thing. They would just pull the trigger quickly. But now it's not as bad. There's a lot more freedom. You always have to have some cheese to go with that. Oh, wait a minute. You always had to have some cheese to go with that wine. Said to every apprentice ever. Oh, man. You've got all of the Christmas season to listen to as much music as you can listen to, Christmas music that you can listen to. And everybody's got their favorite stuff. And it does come a little regional preferences. It was hard for me to get used to. It still is. That here in the South, the gateway to the South, Chattanooga, the gateway to the deep South, I should say. Because look, I don't know where everybody's from in here. I know where Billy's from. I know where Shane's from. I think I saw mom earlier. I'm not sure, but most people here are Southern people. And again, I don't want to offend anybody, but let's be honest. We don't claim. It's not that they're bad states. They're wonderful people, wonderful states, but Virginia is not Southern. No offense, Todd. I don't mean that ugly, Todd. I know that you were Southern, but you live in Southern Virginia, and that's right on the border. It's right on the border. But like, if you're Kentucky, if you're Virginia, come on. Come on. That's not really. I think right where you live, Todd, that whole area is like the gravy line. You've heard me talk about it before. Where anything above that line, you can tell by the gravy. Just go into a Cracker Barrel, have some gravy and biscuits. You're in the north. The tea slowly gets less and less sweet every mile that you go. The food gets more bland. By the time you get to Harrisonburg, it's not that their food is bad. Like, they've got great ham. Some of the best ham in the world is in Virginia. That's a known fact. And milk is good. The milk there is great. Dairy is great. They have great food. It's just not prepared. There's no Cajun influence whatsoever, so it's very bland. No offense. Southeast Kentucky is great. They're Southern, very Southern. As soon as you get to Lexington towards Louisville, you're done. You're done. You might get some good fried chicken every now and then. Maybe. Good garden food too. Fresh food. Yeah, they're great soil in Middle Kentucky, Western Kentucky, great soil. But you're just, the farther you get from Memphis, Chattanooga, South Carolina, you're just getting, and North Carolina, listen, I know North Carolina's got some barbecue stuff going on, but as the years go by, it's becoming more and more like Virginia. It is. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. I'm not trying to put down anybody's food. The best apple butter I've ever had by far was in Virginia. So Virginia's got its quality. Kentucky's got its quality. And I know people in Southern Ohio want to claim some type of, you're not, stop it. You're not Southern. It's okay. Be Midwestern. Midwestern is awesome. I love regionalism and nuances and different cultures. I love that. So just be you. Just be you. Do your hot dogs and chili thing that you got going on or something. Skyline Chili in Cincinnati is the bomb. It's amazing. Put your chili on your spaghetti noodles like you do. That's fine. It's fine. My dad, who grew up in Detroit, loves like a chili with noodles. Like, that's not spaghetti, people. It's not, but that's fine. If you want to do that, you're allowed, because come on, the Rust Belt, you know more about pizza than we do, right? You know what a good pizza is. We're here in the South, we don't. It's not that the food is bad up there. In fact, if you go into like northern cities, it's some of the best food in the world. It's a lot of ethnic food, and it's wonderful. But come on, how old were you when you figured out it was up on the rooftop, reindeer paws, not reindeer paws? Rhonda was 3. You missed my joke session last night. I had some jokes that I wrote, and one of them was something about paws, but it wasn't a reindeer thing. It was a Santa thing. I just don't remember what it was now. I don't remember. I can't. My memory's terrible now. It's terrible. It's terrible. So yeah, I love Christmas music here in the South. Now, see, I've talked about the food in other places not being as good as Southern food or Southern cuisine or whatever you want to call it, just Southern flavoring, whatever. But when it comes to music, we're a little narrow. Let's be honest with ourselves. We're a little narrow. I like Motown. I like a Motown vibe. I like funk. I like mixing it up. I love country. I love bluegrass. So don't make me pull out my Southerner, my mountain card, and drop it, because I will. I will drop it like it's hot. I will. I'm not scared. I'm just saying. You want to have an eclectic taste in music. Learn to appreciate different types of Christmas music. And no, Mariah Carey does not count as having a diverse taste in music. It doesn't. Come on. Me now. Evidently, I learned that the 9th day of Evidently, I learned that the 9th day of December 2025. Oh, evidently, I learned that the 9th day of Me now, Carolyn and I we were talking right after the live stream last night. You have made a great addition to this crew that was growing. I started looking at our live streams that we used to do, the Vlogmases of Christmas past, and we had some pretty decent numbers. And it's hard to start it. It's hard to start it back up, because you've got to build those numbers back up. But I think we would have anywhere. There were times we would have up to 90 people in there, and I was like, wow. And so, in all of the counting the replay and everything else, we would have like 135 views with an average watch time of about 5 or 6, 7 minutes, which is not bad. Look, I'm not a famous podcaster, so I mean, this is not necessarily my world at all. So I'm actually rather proud of those numbers. Regardless, you've made a great addition. Me now, so is Shane, but I feel like Shane's always been here. He's always been here in spirit. Todd, I'm going to talk about you now. Todd is from Southern Virginia, the southern part of the state, not far from the Tennessee line at all. I think they just got a little bit of snow. On Facebook, down here in our part of the universe, they make it look like the entire state of Virginia got a foot of snow. But I know Virginia just doesn't work that way. You cross one hill and the whole thing changes. But Todd pans for gold. Like, he is one of those people that should have a YouTube channel and shows people how to do that. Because there's a thing to it. And he reads the books, and he goes through He's one of those guys. He like goes places to do that. Like, I mean, I want you to think about this for a minute. This is hard for me, and I'm like, man, I've missed it. I am trying my best to organize a deer hunt up in the mountains. It is the hardest thing in the world to get people my age, because I'm 32. I'm kidding. You know, being 52 years old and trying to get a group of buddies, because even the young guys like my son and his group, they don't really do what I'm talking about, like a men's trip. Oh, let's go. But I can't imagine I'm going to take a week off to go pan for gold. Who does that? Todd does that. Todd does that. He knows where to go, where it's legal, or where he can get by with it. Whatever, Todd. I'm not going to tell on you, but I'm just saying, like, instead of going and spending a bunch of money, you might come back with a lot of money. Strong says, I would have been on here earlier this week, but I didn't get notifications at first, and then I was busy for the last few days. You know, here's the thing about the notifications. If I sit and worry about, I used to get so mad about notifications, and because if I sit and think about that, I get frustrated. So I don't. I have to go, okay, because it doesn't even make sense that you wouldn't get a notification, even if you do what the YouTube, what they recommend is make sure you encourage your people to like and subscribe and comment. Comment's the biggest thing, actually, because if you do that, according to YouTube, you're more likely to get overwhelmed with, you know, hey, Bill's starting a video here, or whoever you're watching online. But it's just not always true. It's just not always true. That's cool. One of my favorite shows is Gold Rush. That's what that's what I'm saying. Why? I mean, you can pan for gold in this area too, here in Tennessee. I don't know how it is in Louisiana, but here, this part of Tennessee, you can actually find some plate around here. You can't, like, it happens all the time. And the imagery that we get from school is like, all the gold was mined in this area once the blah, 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 by the 20th century or something. I don't know. But basically, we're out of gold here. Like, it's gone. We migrated to out west, and that's where the gold was, and then it ran out. It doesn't really work that way at all. It's a lot of times, the way I'm understanding, Todd, correct me, whoever can correct me on this, but the way I understand it, it just gets to where it gets too hard to get. It doesn't justify the cost, but that was then. And now, of course, there's kind of a moratorium on big mining for gold in this area. I'm not sure. I've always wanted to know if there is gold in the yeah, you were talking about that in the plunge pool at Bald River Falls. And I've always wanted to know, how would we get by with finding out? Like, seriously, I mean, let's say in Cherokee National Forest in East Tennessee, I don't even know how to pan for gold. I mean, I've watched them and they do this, and Todd and I have talked about it, but I'm like, every time I'm thinking, I'm going, I just do this and swish out the dirt and then the gold's what's left. It can't be that easy, can it? Surely it can't be that easy. But why not go to Lost Creek somewhere? Shane knows what I'm talking about. It's over, I think it's called the Cahota Wilderness, I think. I can't remember, or somewhere around there. I did a video there with Toby, the adventurer. We went up, you guys know Toby. And we went over there to hike this year. And I'm looking around and I'm going, there's probably gold here, especially in those water, because there are waterfalls, especially if you get a topographical map, you can find waterfalls that there aren't even trails to them. And you just kind of meander your way in the woods with your gold pan and your sluice or whatever you have, you know. Todd says, show me where, Bill, and I'll find out if we can. Cherokee National Forest, East Tennessee. And I think you can do some panning. You just can't have like machinery and stuff. And the reason why gold is important for Vlogmas is because gold is one of those colors of Christmas, isn't it? Or something? Silver and gold, silver and gold. You know, I was thinking about Rudolph and the propaganda in that. Because listen, conspiracy videos on YouTube used to be like, oh, that's bad, right? But now they're in vogue. Conspiracies in general are in vogue, and the wilder the better. You know, there was a time I really wanted to do like faux conspiracies on the channel, like when it first started. It wasn't me, but I'm just saying, go back and watch Rudolph. Go back and watch Rudolph, and tell me it's not loaded with insane propaganda. And I'm talking about everything from social issues to political. It's nuts, man. And so the song, it makes you think about the song Silver and Gold on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'll put it to you this way. I can't hardly, like, even if the kids were watching, I couldn't stomach it to watch it. I was like, man, this show is terrible. Am I the only one? Surely I'm not. I'm not trying to be anti-Christmas, people. I'm not trying to be anti-Christmas. And I like the commercialization of Christmas. I love it. I mean, it's great. It makes Christmas fun. You know? Todd says he's on it. He's going to find out if we can pan for gold in Cherokee National Forest. Because if you can, maybe I need to get out of hunting and fishing altogether and just become the guy that goes out for gold. And it'll be a part of my Christmas every summer, you know? Because that's what I'm thinking about is gold, money, right? Because are y'all following me on this Rudolph thing? Nobody's commenting on it. I'm just telling you. Because it's real commercial, like spend money. Being different is good. It's good if you're different, but you know, we're gonna put you on a misfit island until we need you. That's what happens. You know, we don't need these. We don't need any of these toys. They're misfits until we need them. Just throwing that out there for you guys. I'm not trying to be ugly. The abominable snow monster gets rehabilitated. You know, what does that say about the state of affairs when we feel like we need to rehabilitate an abominable snow creature, snow monster? What does that say about the state of affairs? I'm just talking here. It's just me and Rudolph. I think I messed up the nose there. It does not look like the bright and shiny nose. It looks more like, I don't know. It looks like like a pinball thing. Whatever. It just doesn't look like Rudolph. It does look like Rudolph in that he's a reindeer, a middle-aged reindeer on a very snowy Alaskan something. I don't know. But, I mean, the road and the conditions on that road, that's one scene. And then, of course, I green screened the reindeer in and pasted the nose on. Guys, what do you want to do? AI was failing me. Have you guys played with AI like to do just junk like that? Well, it does not do pictures the way you want them to do it yet. At least Grok doesn't. I don't know. I'm sure there's apps out there that are better and blah, blah, blah. But I'm still finding that to get something crazy that's looking that I'm wanting, it's easier for me just to go and do it than it is for me to explain AI like you're doing it to a 3-year-old kid. Like you're saying, okay, honey, I want a reindeer on a road with a red nose, like a Rudolph. And then all of a sudden it's like a 30-year-old with a cotton nose on it, a clown head, and you're going, what are you doing? That's not what I said. And I'll say that. That's not what I asked you to do. Why can't you follow instructions? And then it says, you're not my dad. And I'm like, geez, AI these days. God. My phone is suddenly blowing up, and I'm not sure why. Rudolph the Red-Nosed. I'm sitting here watching through. Why did I not have this person listed here? Oh, Billy. Word. I'll put that, with your permission, I will put that on there tomorrow night. I don't know how to do it right now, or I would. I don't know how to, like, zoom that in or something. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. It might even be the back screen tomorrow night. Rudolph was in cahoots with the Nutcracker to rehab the abomination of... I thought you were going to say abomination of decoration. That would have been hilarious. The abomination of desecration snowman. Exactly. I'm telling you, it's a part of the mark of the beast. You know, you got your soldiers. I mean, what does the Nutcracker look like? It looks like the statue they make there in Revelation. Could be. Could be. I'm just a Bill. I don't know. Is that where you're going with it? I'm just a Bill. They're Strongs. One red heifer away from being cracked. Trust me, red heifers are coming to a Christmas near you. It's red. You get a red heifer and a green camel, you know, because it's part of the nativity scene. And we're set. Because you can put anything in a nativity scene. You know how many nativity scenes I've seen with animals that shouldn't be there? And you're going, I don't want to be the guy that goes, that's not accurate. But I'm thinking it. But I'm thinking, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I am. I'm thinking, I'm judging him. I am. I saw this one amazing Christmas musical a few years ago. Our current worship pastor was actually in, and they hired her. She can sing. Man, she's an amazing singer. And they brought her into this huge church in Texas to be one of the characters. And it was before she was our worship pastor, but it was a great production. It was unreal. And like, I guess it was, I can't remember. It was like their nativity scene. They had people flying and the whole 9 yards. And they had, I want you to listen to this, live elephants. And I just stared at the screen going, okay, you win. You win for church production of the century, that you have live elephant. They had lights on them. It was nuts. Not one native in the activities. Not one native. Not one. Which is an abomination, which is Shane was talking about earlier. It's the abomination of desecration. Y'all make sure to hit that thumbs button. Thank you, Billy. Yes, sir. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. You want to make sure to leave your DNA sample while you're here. Do the hokey pokey. Turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I'm curious this next year. I would love to make videos in places that are still interesting, and we can get to within a day. That's another hard thing, because these places are getting farther and farther for us. You know, used to about twice a month, Carolyn and I could make a crazy jaunt to a location, like a 7-hour drive, do our thing, and drive 7 hours back, in Virginia or even here. But time passes and the body deteriorates. And so now, thank goodness for, and I'm not sponsored, but they should be sponsoring this video, but they're ridiculous as far as sponsorships goes, is Hilton. They use a third party to facilitate sponsorships. And Shane, I'm just too lazy to go through with jump through the hoops that they want me to jump through to have Hilton sponsor our videos. But they should. And the reason why is because I don't even mean to, but we're always promoting Hilton because of their card. Their awards program is pretty good, especially considering I like Hilton properties. So now we have to use our rewards program again and again and again all year, because we're inevitably going to spend the night where we're going, because usually it's too far away. So we're trying to find locations that are, well, first of all, that I'm interested in, because if I'm not interested, why go? And that can limit you, because there's some things that would interest other people that I'm not interested in. We like mountains and stuff like that. I loved going to New England that year. That's an expensive trip. That's one of those, you have to do what we did and plan for 3-4 years to go to New England for 2 weeks and plan it all out. When we did the Christmas in the park camping thing, we were the only ones for a few years that put any kind of nativity scene. Man, and you had natives in the nativity scene. I'm sorry, it was a callback to me now, because that was a funny joke. Yeah, because you planned ahead. I'm just lucky if I go camp, which you did the whole fifth wheel thing, you did the whole trailer thing and all that stuff. But I'm the guy that when I go, because Shane and I used to camp all the time when we were kids, and I'm the guy that forgets the lighter to light the campfire, or, the bare essentials. You forget your sleeping bag and it's like 30 below outside. So I would be the guy that wouldn't even think about, he'd bring a nativity scene. I'd be the guy that forgets that. I've been talking all day. This is because Zoom has made it, thanks to COVID. Zoom is normal now. Like Zoom conversations, all that kind of stuff. It's just normal. And so you meetings that would require hotel rooms back in the day, like, somebody's coming from Florida or Virginia's coming down to learn to cook, whatever. Kentuckians are coming down and we have to talk about something. And so it'd be like a little conference. You think of the past. We're going to Zoom call at 12 o'clock or 1 or 2 or whatever. And you're like, okay, we're going to do this again. And so everybody's got a green screen now of some kind, where they've got the lazy people, Shane, that was for you. The lazy people it's an inside joke about the overuse of the word lazy. But anyway, they don't have a backdrop and everybody's judging them in there. Like, yeah, you're having the meeting, but meanwhile, everybody's being like, you mean they don't even have like a screen behind them? Jeez. Hit the little settings button, man. Play around with that. What's wrong with you? You look foolish. Of course, I don't wear the headphones in there because it'd be too embarrassing for the halo that I have with these headphones with the green screen back here. And for some reason, I'm willing to do that in front of potentially, because you never know, thousands and thousands of people on YouTube to the entire world. But if it's like a Zoom meeting, I'm like, I don't need to do that. I need to put these down. I don't use the Rudolph either, or any of the zany backdrops we've had for. I should though. I don't know why I don't. I should, especially the red one. Would be awesome. But yeah, Zoom has taken over, and you have your Zoom meetings where you have the 2 or 3 people in the Zoom that won't mute their microphone when they're not talking, so you're hearing all their kids in the background and dogs, and they're tapping the desk like you guys are hearing me. You have those Zoom meetings, and then you have the ones that are really, really professional, and everybody's real stiff, and you're like, that was the worst hour of my life. You have the Zoom meetings that don't end. It's like, okay, we're going to start 3 o'clock, and we're going to go from 3, and you've scheduled it from 3 to 4. That's what the invite said, 3 to 4. And it's like 4:45, 4:50, and you are ready to kill that person that keeps asking questions, and you're getting mad. And what makes it worse is if their question is making you want to ask a question because you need clarity on the answer that was, man, it's a nightmare. Billy said, no, I even had a special electrical box that could light up stuff 300 yards away. I bet you did. You are that guy. I bet you had all that stuff because you guys were so into it, man. You guys need to check out his channel too. Head over there. He's got a great channel, and I should have plugged that earlier. It's one of my favorite. Like, if I am needing to like enjoy the moment, you got your channels. If I can't watch nature channels at all or travel channels or typical travel channels, and the reason why is because I start going into YouTube mode. Billy's in his own world. Like his own YouTube world, so I can just relax. Especially Rhonda's cooking. Dude, she makes cakes and stuff in a Dutch oven. Who does that, Rhonda? And so in my mind, I keep going, I'm going to make apple turnovers in a Dutch oven because I can do that. I saw over a fire, mind you, not on the stove. No. On a fire. Y'all made biscuits. And I know I've said this before, but there's different people in here. He made biscuits, and it's like routine for them. Using a Dutch oven and a fire, no stickage at all. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm sitting there the whole time. I'm starving to death. Can you guys tell? I am so hungry right now. I'm having to back way, way off. I've gained about 125,000 pounds this year. And probably a medication that I'm taking. I don't know what it is. I just like to eat. But anyway, so because of my blood sugar, I'm having to back way off. Because it was hitting the 3 and 4s again. 3 and 400s. Yeah. So I had to back way off the food for the past. Started about 2 weeks ago, and so it feels like you're on a diet, even though I don't think of it that way. I have to think of it in terms of, no, I just don't want to go blind in the next 5 years or lose an ankle anytime soon. And plus, you feel terrible when it gets that high. If I sneeze in a minute, I'm very sorry. So I can't eat real food. I mean, I can eat real food. I just can't eat a lot of it. And you're backing off your carbs and all that stuff. So it's like you're going, oh, I'm starving. So I was watching that Spruce Knob video that we just had at 9, and I remember what Carol and I were snacking on. It was these buttercrumb Hostess cakes, and I had 3 packs of them, which is just wrong. And I think I just found out I had diabetes, but I didn't take it seriously. I was like, yeah, no, I don't. Even though I passed out while preaching a funeral, I wasn't preaching yet. It wasn't like I was in the pulpit and passed out. It was like they had the body out there. I'm not trying to be gross, okay? But come on, it's a funeral. And it's outside, a gorgeous day in the Shenandoah Valley. Beautiful. Massanutten was behind us, the ridge line there, and Skyline Drive's behind us. And it's this perfect cemetery. It's Antebellum Cemetery. And we're laying to rest this dear old soul. And I've got Brother Mervin with me. Mervin was 81 at the time. He's still kicking it, still mowing the grass there at the church. Great guy. And he's my escort that day. He's driving me. He's my armor bearer that day. So we get out there, and I just started sweating, and it's not that hot. It's like 65 degrees, 64. I'm in a suit, but still. And nice breeze. There's no reason to be sweaty. And all of a sudden, I get nauseated, sick, like, oh, God, am I going to hurl? And it dawned on me, I've never passed out before. I've never done the whole where, they used to tell people this all the time, that you have to bend your legs, like when you're standing up, or you're going to I never bought that. I was like, no, you don't. And I'm standing there, and I'm like, I'm about to pat, like literally, because it started getting all like, that's when I found out I had diabetes. I was like, Mervin, get me out of here. And another preacher ended up, I'm like, you got to finish this. I'm sick. And he got me. It's outdoor. Everybody's watching this. And I'd only been pastoring there for just 6 months or something. And like everybody's out there watching me go back to my truck, or Mervin's truck, to take me to the doctor. It was hilarious. I mean, but that's how I found out. So yeah, I'm just talking to you. Yeah, you got to subscribe. Thank you, Now, for subscribing to Shane. It's got a great channel. And they still, what did Shane say here? You have diabetes. No, I don't. Yeah, no, because that's how I looked at it. I was like, I got sick. What are you going to do? I thought this is what I thought. Even though I had lost weight, and that actually was related to the diabetes, I found it's crazy rabbit hole of discovery. And I was thinking, I've got middle-aged diabetes, because they change how the diagnosis works to where now like everybody has diabetes. A few years ago, no. But now everybody's got diabetes. And because there's money in it for them. But then there are some people who, and as my doctor said here, said you probably had it for a very long time, but it just went overlooked. But yeah, it's like, hey, give me a thumbs up if you have diabetes. No, I'm kidding. I mean, you can give me a thumbs up if you have diabetes. I'm not trying to put you down for your diabetes. My best friend, Shane knows him, Nathan Gilbert. We've been friends. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but we're growing up. We were bros, man. Played ball together, all that. I talked to him. He's like 6. How tall is he, Shane? Like 6'3" or 2 or something. I don't know. He's a big guy. He's like big guy, big guy, and played ball though, and he's very active. And I was telling him about diabetes, and I'm like, I can't believe you dodged this bullet. Because he doesn't care. Like his family owns a bakery in Cleveland. They all eat. They don't care. They're just not focused on weight at all. They don't. It's whatever. They cook. They all cook unbelievably. And he said, "Well, let me tell you how to cure diabetes." I'm like, "How's that?" He said, "Don't get tested." He's a doctor. He's dead serious. Yeah, just don't get tested. It's true. If you don't know what your sugar is, Wilford Brimley in the house. Wilford Brimley. Oh, I must say, so excited. Is that who Wilford Brimley is? I can't remember who Wilford. I'm drawing a complete blank right now. Wilford Brimley. Why does that sounds familiar? But I'm diabetes. I got diabetes. What show is that where they kept calling the one guy Diabito? What was that one? It was years ago. It's like, oh, Diabito. Christmas time is hard though, because and one of them was in the chat room last night, Angela Bly, one of the best, and I meant to say that just to bless her. She's a sweetheart, and she's like one of the best cooks in our church. Church pretty big, and so to say one of the best cooks, come on. But Angela's good old Southern girl, and about our age, and she makes chocolate eclair, and it's like Mama makes. You know what I'm saying? It's like Grandma, Granny, whatever you have, whatever's going on there, Auntie, Bubba, whatever. It's the best chocolate eclair in the world, and you could snort it. I'm not kidding you. Bill, you probably got diabetes from eating funnel cakes and snow cones from Opryland. Yes. Oh my gosh, the funnel cakes were the bomb. I miss Opryland. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on Opryland. The sin that took place when they closed Opryland. My goodness, how passionate people are though. The second video I made didn't do as well as the first one. But I think it's so much more informative, and like it's sourced. It's completely sourced. So all the information there is absolutely factual. Whereas most of the better, I would call them better quality videos, the production value is higher and whatnot. I don't do this. I don't even have another screen name. Well, I have Breathe, but I don't count that because I never go on there. And Breathe was that channel I tried to start that was terrible. But I always try to use my name so it keeps me from making bad comments. Does that make sense? Like, because that's my name, and I don't want to put my name to something ugly. It keeps me from being hateful or too sarcastic in comments. And it's just a little, I guess, puts up some parameters or some boundaries for my sarcastic mouth. But I've always wanted to go on those Opryland videos that other people have produced that are basically copy and pasted information and just go, wow, what website did you rob this information from? Because it's always the same thing. And they just say, oh, it was losing money. Not true. A lot of the stuff that they're saying, it's just copy and paste it, and it's not true. But anyway, that one's sourced. It's great stuff. So it's probably true. And there you could say Opryland probably gave me diabetes, and you could also say that, oh, I lost it now. The Fanny Farkley hot dog place in Gatlinburg. Why? It's because all of the candy stores around it. Because if you're gonna grab a dog at Fanny Farkley, you're probably gonna hit Carolyn's favorite. What's it called? Old Smoky Candy Shop or something. That's her favorite. We got to go in there every time and spend $100 every time. Like it is for a Florida girl, because that's where she grew. She's a Floridian, a true Floridian, born and raised in Florida. Okay, but she loves the mountains. Like she would die if I ever tried to move her back to Florida, she would die. And so she's like, I got to have me some mountain taffy. And all of a sudden she's calling like the kids, what do you want? What do you want? Calling dad, mom. Hey, I'm going to bring some chocolate covered cherries down. Okay. Yeah. All right. And she's like networking. Yeah. I'm up here at the Old Smoky Kitchen, whatever it's called. Shane can help me there. You know what I'm talking about. It's the big one where you can watch them make taffy and all that stuff. Cha-chung, 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 cha-chung. That's what it sounds like. And you're getting the samples. You got to have some fudge while you're there, even though the fudge is probably made in China. I don't know. I guess they make the fudge there, but you know what I'm saying. And Virginia's going to pull this thing. Todd, if you're still here, I'm sorry. Probably not. But they pull this thing in Virginia where they go, this is the best taffy in the Appalachian Mountains. And I was offended. I almost wrote the president over that. Because you can't make a claim like that with Gatlinburg just down the road. And all of your people that live here go to Gatlinburg to vacation. I know because they tell me they're going. You know the taffy's better down there and the fudge and all that stuff. Mountain taffy. Because you get the mountain air involved. And what is mountain air in the Smoky Mountains? I'm going to tell you what it is. It's straight up pollution from the Northeast. It's a fact. But that helps the candy. And when you have the pollution that whips around the ocean and makes a little curveball there in the mountains and then settles there, right where Gatlinburg's at, that's why you always have a head cold when you're there. Like a little bit of algae going on. It's not allergies. It's like PCBs or whatever. PCP, whatever it's called. What's it called? PCBs? It's not PCP. It's not that. But anyway, it's like the carcinogenics from like power plants and stuff. I've got people dropping out of the chat here, left and right. But yeah, that pollution helps the taffy. It helps the fudge and the candy, that whatever you're doing, whatever you got going on, the pretzels, chocolate covered pretzels. I don't know. Let's see. Let's catch up here. Pray over it first, and it's good for you. That's what I'm saying, Todd. I said that most of my life. That's right. Think about this. I have to take insulin now before every meal. I have to check. I've got the little word. I've got the little meter in my arm. I call it the mark of the beast, but I've got a meter, and you take the phone and it gives you your reading or what, and then you adjust your insulin based on whatever your reading is, and then you eat. That's how this works. And I'm thinking they've made this insulin in a factory somewhere. There's a factory worker. He probably tells people he's in pharmaceuticals, but he's a factory worker. There's nothing wrong with it. Probably makes good money. I'm just saying. But it's made in a factory, and I'm putting it in my body, and I'm just really. Yeah, that's stuff I wouldn't have said 5 years ago or 4 years ago during COVID. Can you imagine somebody saying something like that during COVID? You'd go straight to jail. Don't forget the cinnamon bread at Dolly. Oh, heaven help us. The cinnamon bread at I haven't been to Dollywood since we moved back to Tennessee. I haven't been to Dollywood since we lived in Tennessee before. It's time. I think it's going to happen. It may even happen during the holidays. We're talking about it. We talked about going to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge doing a light video because I've never actually gone there to do lights. Like, hey, this is a light video. Never done that. Not that. And then I start going, do I really want to do that? Is it that interesting? I'm like, there's a lot of YouTube videos that cover the light thing, you know? Fanny's ran a ton of push the quarter off the ledge machines in that place in the early 90s. It was a gambling. I did not know. I vaguely remember that. Did they get in trouble for it? Like, was it some kind of, because there are strange things that happen in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg that you find out about locally, like around here, and you're thinking people don't know that, like outside of here. I'll stop there because I'd probably go too far for YouTube, but stuff that I know factually that they were selling in Pigeon Forge that I'm like, that wasn't legal. That was illegal. We would be in that place for 10 hours sometimes. Yes. I know that you and I went up there in our early 20s. I think it was before Laura was born. So you guys were like young married couple or whatever. So you could still get away. You know, we could still go someplace. And we went up there one night. It was like late, just to drive down the strip. And I think we grabbed something to eat that. And it's vague. It's all very blurry. It's all very blue. But we might do a Gatlinburg kind of thing, Pigeon Forge kind of thing, just because when you live here, you just run up there. We can't spend, if we got enough points on the card, on the Hilton card, we'll stay at the Park Vista because it's owned by Doubletree, which is a Hilton property. So we'll use that for like a free room, you know, and always get the park, you know, facing the park there. You drive Newfound Gap Road. It's a thing. You guys know what I'm doing. You drive Newfound Gap Road. Maybe go to Cherokee if you just have to see an elk that day. You drive to Cherokee. I'm not a huge Cherokee, North Carolina fan because I know you guys all go to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge. I know you do because I know you. There's not a lot. Okay, Bryson City, sure, but it's just a longer jaunt over there. Usually if I end up in Bryson City, I plan to before I left the house. It's not a spontaneous thing that's going to happen. But Cherokee, yeah, just don't know about that. Just don't. It's like discount Gatlinburg. No, it's not even that good. I'm not trying to put people down from Cherokee. Or if you have a business there and you're trying to get rich on tourism, good for you. If you will sponsor one of my videos, maybe I'll talk nice about it. I'm kidding. I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying most of the time we turn around at the top of the gap. At Newfound Gap, we turn back around. Unless we're going all the way to Bryson City. My buddy Dean has a video of his dad wrestling a bear in a cage at Bitch. That needs to be on this channel. Shane, scan that baby in. I don't know, $100. Is that $100? I'll give you $100 for it. If it goes viral, it goes viral. But look, you won't lose your money because I will put that on this channel. That is great. That is great. Back when you could do those, I would love to still Nate. What's his name? Nate Barzini. He's a comedian, young guy, or young our age. He's not young, but he's our age. Hysterical, and he talks about how people wrestled orangutans in his last comedy special. It's hysterical, man. They used to feed it, but that started a bunch of comments. It says they used to feed it if you gave the old man a dollar to wrestle a bear. No, I'm not doing it. If it's a quarter, I'm not doing it. If you paid me a lot of money, I'm not. They're temperamental. A bear will kill you. I don't care how tame it is. I would drive down that way to eat at the Old Mill anytime. Old Mill's good. Old Mill is good. It is good. The Old Mill is good. Is that the one? Hold on. What is the apple something there as you're coming in from Townsend? What's that one called? you know, because you've got the little bakery set up there, the gift shop, and then you have like their little restaurant, and then you have like an Outfitters. It's right there by the road, not Parson Branch, but the other one outside Cates Cove. But you can't go in that way. You know, it's just coming off Smith Mountain Road. Is that what it is? But anyway, that's one of our that's a typical stop for us as we go up through Townsend. If you don't go into Gatlinburg through Townsend, you're messing up. You're messing up. Shane taught me that years ago because his family, they had property up there in the whole 9 yards. They very strong connection to Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And so Shane was giving me the inside scoop on this when we were in high school and junior high and stuff. And so that's part of our tradition when we're coming from Chattanooga, from this part of the country. We always go through, you know, through Townsend because it's gorgeous. And you have other options there. You don't have to go into Gatlinburg. You can just go straight to Cates Cove if that's what you're doing. You jump on 441, but the drive is gorgeous. So you feel like you're in the mountains before you ever get to Gatlinburg. So it's great. But that place right there, as you're, you know, right there in Townsend, man, they have the best fried apple pies that I don't know. It's like you had when you were kids with your grandparents, you know, when they made real apple pies. Apple Mart, that's what it is. In other words, they're not cutting out the middleman and using applesauce. People that do that really irritate me. And I know a church that used to make apple butter using applesauce. They put cinnamon in it and blah, blah, blah. It was okay. Oh, I'm judging them. Billy says, yes. Not what I said. Apple barrel? Is that what it is? Apple barrel? Billy says, yes, not what I said. That was great. That was great. Well, men, because I think this has been a heavy men, not heavy men, because I'm trying to lose weight right now. I just sugar stuff. Men, I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same channel. And we have talked about food the whole time because I'm starving. And we have zoomed right through this. So I feel like we've accomplished a lot. I feel like we're going to have a better Christmas because of this live stream. I know you are. I know that I am. And if you come back tomorrow night, you're going to have an even better Christmas. And this Christmas, if you come to our live streams, what I'm going to guarantee you is that you will not resent your family members for getting you terrible gifts. That's a promise. Just by coming to this live stream, it's going to lift your spirits up so much that you're going to open presents and go, you know what? I'm good with this. I am fine with what I got for Christmas. I'm thankful. I'm not going to resent Uncle Joe or my sister Susie, whoever. You're not going to, because you're going to be like, no, because I've been with some funny people, some uplifting people on Bill Marion and Nose for Life live stream, talking about Dutch ovens and zooming. Love you, all of you. You are awesome. You make this worth it. And I'm not just saying that because like you're in here right now. I'm saying that because like if you weren't in here, I wouldn't be in here either. I'd be like, there's nobody in here, and I would sign off. But because you guys are in here, you've made it possible. Shane says, later, Tater. Next up, Magic Reindeer Hunting. Magic Reindeer Hunting. Tag him and bag him. Okay, I'll work with that. I like it. I love it. I love it. How far should I go with that? How offensive can that get? I've been a little froggy this Christmas for me. Seriously, on doing this. Like, you know, the Nutcracker thing, you know, it's dark. I can hear some people that I know now going, I can't believe he's doing that. Using those nutcrackers. Those are evil. I can hear them. I know they are. They're probably whispering right now. And that's fine as long as they interact and leave a comment. I am not going to feel bad about the socks that Bill... You should feel bad. I got them at the bargain barn. It's like there's like 12 pairs of socks for $3. I sent you 2 pair, and I sent Juan. You remember Juan? Sent him 2 pair. He hasn't talked to me since. He hasn't been on here yet. Anyway, peace out. I love you guys. Night.